हेलो एवरीवन, गुड आफ्टरनून। दिस इज संतोष और आज हम लोग डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं एजेंटिक एआई का एक नया लेक्चर। तो इसमें हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे कि पैराडॉक्स टू पे ऑफ, हाउ एजेंट्स कैन स्केल एआई। ठीक है, तो इसमें है की पॉइंट्स को पहले डिस्कस करते हैं, देन वी विल डिस्कस other content. ठीक है, so the key point is, by automating complex business workflow, agent unlock the full potential of vertical use cases. Forward looking companies are already harnessing the power of agents to transform core processes. ठीक है, अब हमारे एजेंट्स क्या होते हैं, पहले इसको देख लेते हैं कि हमारे एजेंट्स क्या होते हैं। ठीक है ना, लेकिन तीनों बुलेट पॉइंट डिस्कस करने के बाद, टू रियलाइज द पोटेंशियल ऑफ एजेंट्स कंपनीज मस्ट री इन्वेंट द वे वर्क गेट डन, चेंजिंग टास्क फ्लो एंड रीडिफाइनिंग ह्यूमन रोल्स एंड बिल्डिंग एजेंट सेंट्रिक प्रोसेसेस फ्रॉम द ग्राउंड अप. Accomplishing this will require a new paradigm for the AI architecture. The agentic AI is capable of integrating both custom build and off the shelf agents, while the bigger challenge will not be technical, it will be the human earning trust to drive adoptions and establishing the proper governance protocol. So we will discuss this what we call agents, right? So what is agent? तो पेंट का यूज करते हैं, अपना फेवरेट पेंट। ठीक है, इसमें एजेंट को ड्रॉ करते हैं, जैसे कि हमारा चैटबॉट होता है। ठीक है ना, ये हमारा चैट जीपीटी का मान लीजिए चैटबॉट है कोई। ठीक है, ये मान लीजिए हमारा चैट जीपीटी हो गया। ठीक है, ये हमारा चैट जीपीटी हो गया और इसमें हमारा जो है ये हमारा चैटबॉट हो गया। ये हमारा चैटबॉट हो गया। अब इसमें चैटबॉट में ये हमारा चैटबॉट हो गया। अब इसके बेसिस पे हम लोग क्या तैयार करते हैं, ये हमारा मॉडल के बेसिस पे होता है, मॉडल बेसिस पे। ठीक है, मॉडल बेसिस पे होता है। उसी तरह से हमारा एजेंट बन के तैयार होता है मॉडल के बेसिस पे, डेटा के बेसिस पे। ठीक है, ये मान लीजिए हमारा कोई एक एजेंट है। ठीक है, इस एजेंट को हम लोगों ने तैयार किया है स्पेसिफिक किसी टास्क के लिए। सपोज हमने इसको किस टास्क के लिए, ये हमारा मान लीजिए एजेंट हो गया। ठीक है, अब ये एजेंट को हम लोगों ने, ये मान लीजिए हमारा एजेंट हो गया, इसको हमने स्पेसिफिक एक टास्क के लिए, टास्क स्पेसिफिक एजेंट। ठीक है, कोई भी एक टास्क करने के लिए एजेंट को हम लोगों ने बना रखा है, टास्क स्पेसिफिक एजेंट। अब ये टास्क स्पेसिफिक एजेंट जो है ह्यूमन के हेल्प के लिए है। किसके लिए है? ह्यूमन हेल्प के लिए। ह्यूमन हेल्प के लिए ये हमारा ह्यूमन का जो टास्क, जो काम करने की चीजें हैं उसका कम कर देता है। ठीक है, ह्यूमन की जो चीजें हैं उसको कम कर देता है। अब फिर से हम लोग इस पे अपने की पॉइंट जो है उस पे आ जाते हैं। ठीक है, इस पे आ गए। अब इसमें क्या है कि the breakthrough automating complex business workflow unlock the full potential of vertical use cases. Large language model, मॉडल में भी हमारा कौन सा मॉडल है? लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल हैव रिवॉल्यूशनाइज हाउ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इंटरेक्ट विथ डेटा. It's only depend upon the interaction of data, preserving data. It's all about data. Agentic AI automation is fully based on data, how we can manage data, interact with data, and use the algo along with data, enabling information synthesis, content generations, and natural language interactions. With but despite their power, large language models have been fundamentally reactive and isolated from the enterprise systems, largely unable to retain memory of past interactions or context across sessions or queries. These roles have been largely limited to enhancing individual productivity through isolated tasks. AI agents mark a major evolution in enterprise AI, extending Gen AI from the reactive content generation to autonomous goal-driven execution. Agents can understand goals, break them into the subtasks, interact with the both human and system. Here system called is machines. Execute action. It is fully based on the executions and action and adapt in a real time, all with minimum human interventions. There is no less, very less human intervention is required in agentic AI. They do so by combining large language model with additional technology component, providing memory, planning, orchestrations, and integrations capabilities. With these new capability, AI agent expand the potential of horizontal solutions, upgrading general purpose copilot from the passive tools into the proactive teammates that do not just respond to prompts but also monitor dashboard and trigger workflows. Follow up on open actions and driver relevant insights in real time. But the real breakthrough comes in the vertical realm, where agentic AI enables the automation of complex business workflows involving multiple steps, actors, and system processes that were previously beyond the capabilities of first generation Gen AI tools. Agents deliver more than efficiency. They supercharge operational agilities and unlock new revenue opportunities. On the operation sides, agents take on the routine data heavy tasks so human can focus on higher value work, but they go further transforming processes in 5 ways. Agents accelerate execution by eliminating delay between the task and by enabling parallel processing. Unlike in traditional workflow that rely on sequential hands-off, agents can coordinate and execute multiple steps simultaneously, reducing cycle time and boosting responsiveness. So here we will discuss four agents qualities. What agents bring adaptability, agents enable personalization, agents bring elasticity to operations, and agents also make operations more resilient. So by continuously ingesting data, agents can adjust process flow on the fly, reshuffling task sequences, reassigning priorities, or flagging anomalies before they cascade into the failures. This makes workflow not only faster but smarter. And by tailoring interactions and decision to individual customer profiles or behaviors, agents can adapt the process dynamically to maximize satisfactions and outcomes. Agents bring elasticity to operations. Because agents are digitals, their execution capacity can expand or contract in real time depending on the workload, business seasonality, and unexpected surges, something difficult to achieve with fixed human resources models. By monitoring disruptions, rerouting operations, and elasting only when needed, they keep processes running. Whether it's supply chains navigating port delay or service workflow adapting to system outage. In a complex supply chain environment, for example, an AI agent could act as an autonomous orchestrations layer across sourcings, warehousings, and distributions operation. It's all about AI agent. There in warehouse they can work as a agent. Distributions operations connected to internal systems such as the supply chain planning system or warehouse management systems and external data sources such as weather forecasting. These we can use in the weather forecasting, supply feeds, and demand signals. The agent could continuously forecast demand. They are capable of doing this one, forecasting the demand. It could then identify risks such as delay or disruptions and dynamically replan transport and inventory flows. Selecting the optional optimal transport mode based on the cost, lead time, and environmental impact, the agent could relocate stock across warehouses, negotiate directly with external systems, and escalate decisions requiring strategy input. The result improved service level, reduced logistic cost, and lower emissions. Agents can also help spur top line growth by amplifying existing revenue streams and unlocking entirely new ones. Amplifying existing revenues, creating new revenue streams. So, in e commerce, agents embedded into the online stores or apps could proactively analyze user behavior, card content, and the context, for example, seasonality or purchase history to surface real-time upselling and cross-selling offers. In finance, agents might help customers discover suitable financial products such as loans, insurance plans, or investment portfolios, providing tailored guidance based on the financial profiles, live events, and user behavior. Creating new revenue streams for industrial companies, agents embedded in the connected products or the equipment could monitor users, detect performance and thresholds, and autonomously unlock features or the trigger maintenance actions, enabling pay per use subscription or performance based models or creating revenue. Similarly, service organizations could encapsulate internal expertise, legal reasoning, text interpretation, and the procurement best practices into AI agents offered as a software as a service tools or API to the client partners or smaller businesses lacking in the house's expertise. In short, Agentic AI does not just automate, it redefines how organizations operate, adapt, and create values in organization, within organization, or outside the organization. It's all about agentic AI, adaptability, operations, and creativity. So, no longer science fiction's forward looking companies are harnessing the power of agents. So, agents can help companies to harness. So the following case studies demonstrate how quantum black help organizations build agent workflows and with outcome that extend for beyond efficiency gains. So case study 1, how a bank used hybrid digital factories for the legacy app modernizations. And what is the problem and how we can solve it, we will discuss in this case study. A large bank needed to modernize its legacy core system with consistence of 400 pieces of software. A massive understanding budgeted at more than $600 million. Large team of the coder tackled the project using manual repetitive tasks with resulted in difficulty coordinating across silos. They also relied on often slow, error-prone documentations and coding, while first generation Gen AI tools helped accelerate individual tasks. Progress remained slow and laborious. The agentic approach. Humans Workers were elevated to supervisory roles, overseeing squads of AI agents, each agent contributing to share objective in a defined sequence. These squads reallocatively document the legal application, write new codes, and review the code of other agents and integrate code into the features that are later tested by the other agents prior to delivery of the end product. Freed from the repetitive manual task, human supervisors guide each stage of the process, enhancing the quality of deliverable and reducing the number of sprints required to implement new features. What is the impact of this? More than 50% reduction of the time. It's all about time and efficiency. So it will reduce time and efforts 50%. If you are going to the market with any products, it very important to reduce the time so we can beat the market. So, a large bank upgrade its legacy tech stack with a hybrid AI human digital factory. Banking modernization before human lead modernization and agent lead modernization before and after there is a comparison and it's a reduction in the time and effort 50%. So it's a large group of the staffer performed manual work with many dependency to the coordinated use of the manual documentation of the business logic and coding. Gen AI tools deployed to boost individual productivity within existing workflow. And after the agents lead modernizations, specialized agents work in a squad on the distinct features. Squad work is the revived and coordinated across the workflow by other agents. Humans serve as the supervisor of the agent lead work. There is a case study too, how a research firm boosted data quality to derive the deeper market insights. A market research and intelligence firm was adopting sequential resources to ensure data quality, rely on the team of the more than 500 people whose responsibility included gathering data, structuring and codifying it, and generating tailored insight for the clients. The process conducted manually was prone to error with a staggering 80% of the mistake identified by the client themselves. The agentic approach, a multi-agent solution, automatically identifies data anomalies and explains a shift in the sales or the market share. It analyzes internal signals such as the changes in the product taxonomy and external event identify via the web searches, including product recalls or severe weathers. It's a agentic approach. The most influential drivers are the synthesized, ranked, and the prepared for the decision makers. With advanced search and contextual reasoning, the agents often surface insights that would be difficult for the human analyst to uncover manually. While not yet in the production, the system is fully functional and has demonstrated a strong potential to free up analysts for the more strategic work. In fact, more than 60% potential productivity gains. So in this agentic approach, we can gain the potential productivity by 80% and expected saving of more than $3 million annually. Case study 3, how a bank reimagining the way it create credit risk memos. Credit risk memos. The problem and agentic approach and impact. We will discuss this in a three-way. What is the problem? So we will discuss the problem and then we will discuss approach. So relationship manager at the retail bank were spending weeks writing and iterating credit risk memos to help make credit decision and fulfill regulatory requirements. This process required RM to manually review and extract information from at least 10 different data sources and develop complex nuanced reasoning across interdependent sections for intense loan revenue and cash joint evolutions. In agentic approach, in close collaboration with the bank's credit risk expert and RM, a proof of concept POC was developed to transform the credit memos workflows using AI agents. So before going to deliver a project, we use the proof of concept. So here we will use the proof of concept, generating confidence score to prioritize review and suggesting relevant follow-up questions in this model. The analyst role shift from the manual drafting to strategic oversight and exceptions handling. This will increase productivity by 20 to 60%, including a 30% improvement in credit turnaround. So in this section we will discuss the what we called POC. What is the POC? POCs. Okay. So what is the POCs? So like we have a project. Huh? So like we have a project. This project. Agentic AI. So this is a front end, right? This is a middle layer, and this is the database. This is database. Front end layer. Front end layer. This is called a server side. Server server side, and this is database or backend. So in this section we can use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. In this server side, we can use servlet, JSP, Python, any language we can use. Okay? And here We can use database. We can use Oracle, MySQL, Oracle, Oracle, MySQL, Postgre. Any database we can use. And this project we can give to a client. This project we can give to a client for the clarification. For the clarification. After clarification, we will make the real project. This is called as POC. What we called? This full project is called the POC. POC. Proof of concept. In short, we called POC. Proof of concept. Proof of concept. Right? This is called proof of concept. In Exhibit 4, a retail work used AI agent to reinvent the process of creating credit risk memos. Retail bank process before agent and after agent. So here in this case we will discuss retail bank process. Relationship manager RM perform each task manually taking 2 to 4 days per memos. Relationship manager perform task manually with data interactions, missing data request if data is required or it is not available. Then RM will request for the data, then it will analyze the data and final rate the data. But once we get the AI agent perform all steps independently, human review completed task. AI agent performs steps independently and its impact will enhance the productivity 20 to 60% and faster decisioning speed will 30%. So maximize value from the AI agents require process reinvention. It's all about the process reinvention. Realizing AI artificial intelligence full potential in the vertical realm require more than simply inserting agents into the legacy workflows. It's instead call for the shift in the design mindset from automating tasks within an existing process to reinventing the entire process with human and agentic coworkers. That's because when agents are embedded into a legacy process without redesign, they typically serve as the faster assistants generating content and retrieving data or executing predefined steps. But the process itself remains sequential, rule bound, and shaped by the human contents. Reinventing a process around agents mean more than layering automation on the top of existing workflows. It involves re-architecting the entire task flow from the ground up. That include reordering steps, reallocating responsibility with humans and agents, and designing the process to fully exploit the strength of agentic AI. Parallel execution that collapses cycle time, real-time adaptability that reacts to the changing conditions, deep personalization at scales, and elastic capacity that flexes instantly with demand. Consider a hypothetical customer call center. Before introducing AI agents, the facility was using Gen AI tools to assist human support and staff by retrieving articles from the knowledge base, summarizing tickets histories, and helping draft responses. While this assistant improved speed and reduces cognitive load, The process itself remained entirely manual and reactive with the human agents still managing every steps of the diagnosis, coordinations, and revolutions. The productivity improvement potential was modest, typically boosting revolution time and productivity between 5 to 10%. Now imagine that the call center introduces AI agent but largely preserve the existing workflow. Agents are added to assist the specific steps without reconfiguring how work is routed, tracked, and resolved end to end. Agents can classify tickets, suggest likely root causes, and propose resolutions paths, and even autonomously resolve frequent low complexity issues. While the impact here can be increased and eliminated, 20 to 40% savings in the time and a 30 to 50% reduction in backlogs. Coordination frictions and limited adaptability prevent true breakthroughs gains, but the real shift occurs at the third level when the call center process and reimagined around agents' autonomy. In this model, AI agents do not just respond. They proactively detect common customer issues like delay shipments and failed payments or service outage. By monitoring pattern across the channels, anticipate likely needs and initiate resolution steps automatically and communicate directly with customer via the chat and emails. Human agents are the repositioned and as a escalations manager and service quality overseers who are the brought in only when agent detect uncertainty or exceptions to typical pattern. Impact at this level is the transformative. This could allow a radical improvement of customer service desk productivity. Up to 80% of the common incident could be resolved autonomously with the reduction in the time to resolution of 60 to 90%. Of course, not every business process requires full reinvention. Simple task automation is sufficient for the highly standard repetitive workflows with limited variabilities, such as payrolls processing and travel expense approvals or password resets, where gains come primarily from the reducing manual effort. In contrast, processes that are complex and cross-functional, prone to expectations, or tightly linked to business performance often warrant full redesign. Key indicators that call for the reinvention include high coordination overhead, rigid sequences that delay responsiveness, and frequent human interventions for the decision that could be data driven, and opportunities for the dynamic adaptations or the personalizations. In these cases, redesigning the process around the agent ability to orchestrate, adapt, and learn deliver for the greater values than simple speeding of existing workflows. So, Exhibit 5 agent hold the key to breaking through if processes are reinvented, not just optimized. Call center performance comparison. So, call center performance comparison in Gen AI agent and agent enabled. So, it's reduced the time 5 to 10% and average reduction in the resolution time in agent enabled is 20 to 40%. But agent enabled reinvented its 60 to 90% in the time and automatically resolve the incident. Level 1 is 80%. So it's about the human manages every steps of the workflow assisted by the Gen AI tools to help retrieve and knowledge based articles, summarize ticket history and draft responses. Agent-enabled optimized AI agent automates discrete tasks within existing workflows such as ticket classifications, suggestion or likely root causes, and resolutions of the frequent low complexity issues. Process is redesigned around agent autonomy. AI agent proactively detect incidents and diagnose issues and initiate resolutions automatically. New AI architecture paradigm, the agentic AI mess is required to orchestrate value in the agentic era. The scale agents companies will need to overcome the threefold challenge and handling the newfound risk that AI agent bring, blending customs and of the self-agentic system and staying agile amid fast evolution tech. So managing a new wave of risk and blending customs and of the self agent. The second one, staying agile amid fast evolutions tech. So agent introduce a new class of systematic risk and that traditional Gen AI architecture designed primarily for the isolated large language model sequence use cases were never built to handle uncontrolled autonomy, fragmented system access, and lacks of observabilities and traceabilities, expanding surface of attack and agent sprawl and duplication. What start as intelligent automations can quickly become operational chaos unless it is built on the foundation that prioritizes control, scalability, and trust. To fully capture the transformative potential of AI agent, organization must go beyond simply activating agents embedded in the software suites. These of the self agent may streamline routine workflows, but they rarely unlock strategic advantage. Realizing the full potential of agentic AI will require the development of custom built agents or the high impact processes such as end-to-end customer resolutions, adaptive supply chain orchestrations, or complex decision making. So these agents must be deeply aligned with the company's logic, data flow, and value creations levers, making them difficult to replicate and uniquely powerful. So agentic AI is a new technology area and solutions are evolving very rapidly. Agents will have to support workflow across multiple systems and should not be hardwired within a specific platform. So what is the hardwired? Hardwired means is specific to one task, one platform. It is not flexible. So, and evaluating and vendor agnostic architecture is therefore needed. These challenges cannot be addressed by merely bolting new components such as the memory stores or the orchestration engines on the top of existing Gen AI stacks. While such capabilities are necessary, they are not sufficient. What is needed is a fundamental architecture shift from the static large language model centric infrastructure to a dynamic, modular, and governed environment built specifically for agent based intelligence, the agentic AI mesh. The agentic AI mesh is the composable, distributed, and wonder agnostic architecture paradigm that enables multiple agents to reason, collaborate, and act autonomously across a wide array of systems, tools, and language models. Securely as the is at scale and built to evolve with the technology at the heart of this paradigm are the five mutually reinforcing design principles: composability, distributed intelligence, layered decoupling, vendor neutrality, and the governed autonomy. Any agent, tools, or LLM can be plugged into the mesh without a system rework, and tasks can be decomposed or resolved by network of cooperating agents. Logic, memory, orchestrations, and interface functions are decoupled to maximize modularity. All components can be independently updated or the replaced as the technology advances, avoiding vendors and lock-in and future-proofing the architecture. In particular, open standards such as the Model Context Protocol MCP and agent to agent are the preferred to priority protocols. Governed autonomy's agent behavior is proactively controlled via the embedded policy permissions and escalations mechanism that ensure safe and transparent operation. So the agentic AI must act as a connective and orchestrations layer that enable large scale and intelligent agent ecosystem to operate safely and efficiently and continuously evolves. It's allow companies to coordinate customs build and of the self-agent within the unified framework, support multi-agent collaborations by allowing agents to share context and delegate tasks and mitigate key risks such as the agent sprawl, autonomy drift and a lack of observability, all while preserving the agility required for a rapid technology evolution. Beyond this architecture evolution, organization will also have to revisit their large language model strategy. As the core of every custom agent lies a foundations model, the reasoning engine that power perceptions and decision making and interactions. In the agentic era, the requirement placed on the LLM is evolves significantly, and agents are not passive copilots, they are autonomously persistent embedded systems. This creates five critical category of large language model requirement, each aligned with the specific deployment context. For which different kind of models will be relevant. Finally, to truly scale agent deployment across the enterprise system themselves must also evolve. In the short term, API application uh, protocol interface. So protocol that allow different software applications to communicate and exchange data. Application layer protocol. So application protocol interface. With the help of API, we can interact with data. Will remain with the primary interface to agents to interact with the enterprise systems, but in the long term, API alone will not suffice. Organization must begin reimagining their IT architecture around the agent first model on in which user interface logic and data access layer are natively designed for the machine interactions rather than the human navigations. In such a model, systems are no longer organized around the screens and forms but around the machine readable interface, autonomously workflows, and agent lead decision flows. So in API, what is the API we will discuss? In API like this, see, we have a API. In this time, we will use some different different thing like this. This is the we have an API like this. So we have many API like Google API, Google API, or Amazon API, or some travel. database company API. So with the help of API, we can interact with application, we can interact with database, right? So here Google API is there. So with the help of this Google API, we can interact with, we can easily interact with Google. We can easily interact with Google. Interact. Oh, sorry. Interact. Interactions. And here Google is there. Google is there. So with the help of these API, we can interact with Google. In the same way, with the help of Amazon API, we can interact with Amazon. So it's all about the API to interact with their specific company-based tools or technologies, right? So 7. Interconnected capability of the AI agent mesh. The emerging architecture for the agentic AI relies on the 7 interconnected capabilities. And what are those capabilities? So, agent and workflows discovery maintains a dynamic catalog of all organization agents and workflows, enabling reuse across teams and reinforcing policies on agent use. AI agent registry centralized governance of system prompt and agent interactions, large language model configurations, tools definitions, and golden record while creating policies about version control and access. Observability provides end-to-end tracking of the workflows spanning agentic and the procedural systems through a standardized metrics, audit logs, or diagnostic capabilities, authentication on authorizations. So here we will discuss the authentication and authorizations. So what is the authentication and authorization? Authentication and authorizations. Like we have a Gmail. Here we have a Gmail. We have a Gmail account. With the help of username and password. Here we have a username and password. With the help of this username and password, we can easily log in into the login page. We can log in into the Gmail. So this is a authentication. Authentication. Authentication means this is authentic by the Gmail. This is our user. And this is a authorized user, genuine user. Genuine user. This is called a authentications. Authorization and authentication. So this is the authorization, authentication. ठीक है? So this is the authorizations, and after that this is a authentic user. So here we are giving the authorization to this user to use the, with the help of login page, we can use the Gmail services. We can use the Gmail service. Gmail service. So this is the authentication, and with the help of authentication, this is a authorized user for using this service. And procedural systems and LLM reinforcing the security policies and limiting the blast radius of the compromised systems or agents. Evolutions deliver comprehensive testing of agent pipelines to ensure accuracy and the compliance over the time. Feedback management enables continuous improvement through automated feedback loops and the capture performance metrics to evolve and agent configuration with the help of feedback management. Compliance and risk management enable policies, controls, and compliance agents and authentic guardrail to ensure workflows meet regularly and institutional standards. Like this shift is already underway. Microsoft is embedding agents into the core of Dynamic 365. They are using Microsoft using agents in the core of Dynamic 365 and Microsoft 365 by Copilot Studio. Copilot is the product given by the Microsoft. Salesforce is expanding Agent Force into the multi-agent orchestrations layer. SAP is the re-architecting its business technology platform to support agent integrations through Joule. These changes signal a broader transition. The future of the enterprise software is not just AI augmented, it is the agent native. The main challenge won't be technical, it will be the human. As agents evolve from the passive copilot to proactive actors and the skills across the enterprise, the complexity they introduce will not be only technical but mostly organizational. The real challenge lies in the coordination, judgment, and trust. This organization complexity will play out most visible across three dimensions, and how human and agent cohabit day-to-day workflows, how organizations establish governance over the systems that can act autonomously, and how they prevent unchecked sprawl as the agent creations becomes increasingly democratized. Human agent cohabitations. Agent won't just assist humans, they will act alongside them. This raises the nuanced questions about the interactions and coexisting. When should we agent take initiative? When should it differ? How do we maintain human agency and oversight without slowing down the every these things? And fundamentals model for the agent. Five requirement is there. Five fundamental model for the agent. So we have a model. Every that chatbot or every like chat GPT, Gemini, Copilot, every needs a model. They are based on the model. In the same way, agents are the fundamentally based on the models by which we can enhance the capabilities of the chatbot. So, new characteristics are the key for the LLM provider to take into the account in agentic era. Low intensity interface for the real-time responsive agents embedded in the workflows requires sub-second response time with the predictable latency even under the compute constraints. Illustrative example of the relevant model include this Mistral AI, Llama, and Meta Gemini Nano from the Googles and the Cloud Haiku from the Anthropics. Long latency interface for the real-time responsiveness. 5. Fine tuning and the controllability of the domain specific agents. Agents operating in the regulated or the knowledge intensive domains need large language model that can be the fine tuned, grounded into the enterprise knowledge and instrumented with the external tools. Illustrative examples of the relevant model are the Mistral Smalls and the Mistral's Open Weight and the Fine Tunables Mistral AI and the Llama 3 8B and the 17B. So lightweight deployment for the embedded and the edge agent in cases such as the Internet of Things IoT, we call the IoT lightweight deployment for the embedded system agent are required. So field devices or the privacy sensitive environment agent must be embedded directly into the software or hardware with minimum compute and memory footprint. Illustrative example of the relevant model including the Mistral Small, Mistral AI, and Gemini Nano, Llama, and the V2 from the Microsoft. So these are the models of the agents. Scalable multi-agent orchestrations across the enterprise. Enterprises deploying hundred or thousand of agents require large language model that can scale efficiency and cost effectively. Ideally, using sparse architectures or a mixture of the experts, illustrative example of the relevant model include Mistral AI, Grok X, XAI, Mistral AI, and Mistral is from the Mistral AI. GPT 3.5 Turbo is from the OpenAI, and the command are from the Cohere. So, sovereignty and adaptability and geopolitical resilience for the autonomous agents embedded into the core operation, particularly in public finance and the critical infrastructure sectors, must ensure compliance, data sovereignty, traceability, and the geopolitical autonomy. This includes avoiding reliance or API that are hosted abroad, ensuring data residencies and resisting ex- extraterritorial legal exposure, for example, OpenAI and Anthropic subject to the US. Illustrative example of the relevant model include the Mistral Smalls from the Mistral AI and Falcon 180B from the TII UAE and the Bloomsday from the Big Science. So this benefit agents bring building the clarity around these rules will take times and experimentation and cultural adjustment. So trust won't come from the technical performance alone. It will the hang on the how transparency agents communicate, how predictability they behave, and how intuitively they integrate into the daily workflows. Autonomy control what makes agent powerful, their ability to act independently and also introduces ambiguity. Unlike traditional tools, agents don't wait to be the instructed. They respond, adapt, and something surprise. Navigating this new reality means confronting edge cases. What if an agent executes too aggressively or fails to escalate a subtle issue? The challenge is not to eliminate autonomy but to make it intelligible and aligned with the organizational expectations. This alignment won't be static, it will be dynamic. It will need to evolve and agents learn, system shift and trust deepens. Controls mechanism must also address the risk of the hallucinations or plausible but inaccurate output agents may produce. Sprawl containment, as in an early day of robotic process automations, there is a real risk of agent sprawls, the uncontrolled qualifications of the redundant, fragmented, and ungoverned governed agents across the teams and functions. As low code and no code platforms make agent creation accessible to everyone, organizational risk is a new kind of the shadow IT agents that multiply across teams, duplicate efforts, or the operate without the oversight. How do we avoid fragmentations? Who decided what gets built and what gets retrieved? Without structured governance, design standards, and life cycle management, agents ecosystem can quickly become fragile, redundant, and unscalable. Agents unlock the full potential of vertical use cases, offering companies a path to generate value well beyond efficiency gains. But realizing that potential require reimagining approach to AI transformations, one tailored to a unique nature of agent and capable of addressing the lingering limitations they alone cannot resolve. This approach is the subject of our next chapter. So in next we will discuss chapter 3. So agentic AI next in next lecture. If you like this lecture, you can like, share or subscribe, and for more videos you can subscribe our channel. So just if if you like this channel, just subscribe it and watch it to support more. Till that time, just watch, learn it. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Goodbye.